Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Amrita Tiwari, Assistant Professor, CSE Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. Today, my topic is on functions. It is a very good and complex topic for the first year student which are studying a program for problem solving using a C. So, let us see the contents of my presentation. Firstly, we will be seeing what is actual a function is. We will have an introduction of functions, then we will go through about the formal arguments and actual arguments, then we will see a call by reference, and lastly a call by value. So, if we see what is functions in C, basically in C. So, by definition we can see that a large C program is divided into a basic building blocks called a C function, and a C function contains a set of instruction which is enclosed by the curly braces which performs a specific operation in a C program. Actually, a collection of these functions create a C program. We can understand by some simple example. Let us suppose we want to have a sum of two numbers like this. And by the users, will we be taking the values for A and B? And sum initial will be 0. I have taken integer type, and now sum is equal to A plus B, and I want to print the sum of these two numbers A and B. So I have just want to have a sum of two numbers, that is A and B, and from the users, by if we execute it, and during the execution A, let's suppose A will be 5 and B will be 7, and so sum will be A plus B, that is 5 plus 7, that is 12. The output will be a sum, that is 12. But now we want to execute this sum program 5 times or 10 times or 100 times. What we will do? We have to write this whole statements, group of statements 10 times, 5 times, whatever we want. So that's not an efficient way. So simply just enclosing these statements into a function int sum. This is our function, and now I have to execute this function in main function, that is main sum. So what will happen? Now when we run this program, by executing this, we have one this sum function, the memory allocation will be done, and in this a 3 variable int sum, int A and int B, int A, int B and sum. 3 locations will be stored. Now when we execute this sum in the value will be performed 5, let's sub 7, and sum will be 12. When the printf is done and it comes outside from the this loop, the value will be removed from here like this. Now if we want to execute again this, we can write simply sum this. We don't have to write this all statements again. Sum 3. So this set of statement which comes under this function, this int sum function, it will be execute 3 times. So like this we can execute such statements more than one time as we want using a function, just simply like this. So that's a very big use of the functions. As I know, this within the curly braces, we have written some statements which comes under the end sum. This is our function, and this is our main function. It is mandatory to have a main function. Without main function, our program cannot be executed at all. It is very important in our program. So let us see with this example. So I have taken here header file. In header file, I have taken void sum, one function. This is a function name declaration I have done. Under it, some statements are there. See, that example that I have shown you, int a, b, c and sum is equal to 0. From the user, I have entered the two int numbers. Then from the scanf, I have initialized a and b value. So, in memory, this sum function will be one storage will become, and here a, b and sum, 3 memories will be allocated in of the integer type. Then print sum is equal to 10. This. Now I have executed the void main function. This is the main function. Inside this, I have calling this is function calling. I am calling the sum function in the main function. So, as firstly, when we execute this, when we run time this program, firstly the void main function will be executed. So, coming to a void main function, the sum will be executed. As it see, there is a function calling of the sum function. It will directly goes here, and then this sum will be executed. This set of statements will be executed. After this, when we reach here, in this parenthesis, the function will be come here in the next line. Now, it will print program hello, and then again we are calling 2 times again this function. So, here you can see, first when the function is called first time, we have entered 2 number and sum is there. Then this statement is hello programmers, it executed. Then again we have called the function one more time. So again it will ask for the 2 numbers. We have entered 5 and 6 and sum are there. Again we have called the function. Again it will ask for the 2 numbers. We have entered 6 and 8 and the sum is 14. So like this we can execute our functions. So we see the syntax of the function. The function is divided into 3 parts. Firstly, function declaration, that we also known as a function prototype. Then there comes a function definitions, and then there come a function call. Function declaration or a function prototype, it generally informs the computer about the 3 things. Firstly, name of the function, like this in this program. This is a function declaration. Here we know what is the name of the function. The name of the function is sum. Then there comes a number of or types of argument received by the function, and lastly the type of the value returned to the function. That number and types of argument means like this. If we have like this, sum is equal to int a, int b. So we are here in this bracket, this line. This is the argument we are passing through the functions. Second line, and type of value written by the function. What is the type of value written by? If it is int, that means it should have return type. If it is void sum, then it doesn't have a return type. So 3 things will be understood by the function declaration. Now we will see what function definition. Function definition, what is function definition? It consists of a code description or a code function. What we are writing inside the code, what we are writing inside the function. It consists of two parts. Firstly, the function header and the function coding, what we are coding. So this is the second part. Now we will see the user defined function versus the standard function. What is a user defined function? The function that is declared on calling and defined by the users only. That is called the user defined function. Every user defines a function, have three parts that I have already told you. Firstly, the prototype of function declaration, then a calling, and then there is a definition. So we can understand with this example. I have here void sum. This is a function declaration. We are declaring the function name before the main function. Then there is a main function. Every time when we run our program, firstly our compiler goes to the main function. Firstly our main function executed, and then inside the main function we will call our whatever the function we want to execute. So inside the main function, this is a function calling. We want to execute some lines which are inside the sum function. There is a function calling, and then we have a one printf, that is hello programmer. So in void main function, that is a function definition. This is a function definition. Inside this, the set of statements are there. We want to have a sum of int a and int b, and want to store the value of int a plus b is equal in a sum, and then we will print the sum. So following this, there is output will be like this. So it is a user defined function. We are which are defined by the users. So in this function, there is two terms comes. Firstly, a formal parameter, and secondly is the actual parameter. Sometimes the students get confused by this. So what is a formal parameter? Formal parameters which is written in a main definition is called formal parameters. Formal parameters are always the variables, while actual parameters do not have the variables. Similarly, if we told you about what is actual parameters, which parameters which is written in a function call, where we are calling the function, is called actual, where the actual parameters are passed. So one and number can be expression, even the function call as a actual parameter. So with this example, we can understand what is actual parameter and what is a formal parameter. If we see this example here, void display is a function. It is a function that name has a void, and it is return type is null, because we have its data type is a void. We are passing one argument, that is int para1. Inside the display function, what we have, printf one, we are printing one para1. Then we have the main function. Inside the main function, int num1, we are passing one variable. There is one variable of integer type, and we are calling, this is a function calling, we are calling the function display. This is. So in this example, para1, that is this one, para1 is a formal parameter, which is which is written in a function definition. It is a function definition. So in which is written in the function definition is a formal parameter, and num1, this is the actual parameter, which is written in a function call, where we call the function in the main. So whatever the variable, whatever the argument we are passing in the main is the actual parameters. This is. So this is the difference between the formal and the actual parameters. Now, how we can invoke the functions? How can we call the functions? So there are two ways to invoke the function. Firstly is a call by value, and secondly is a call by reference. Both the topics are very important in the point of view of the programming. Firstly, what is a call by value? Call by value means original value cannot be changed or modified while calling the function. In call by value, when you pass the value, the function is locally stored by the function parameter in a stack memory. And if you can change the function parameter, it is changed by the current function only, not in the value of in the variable inside the caller method such as main. So let us see with the example. Here this is a function declaration. I am declaring one function of what is a type. Here it is a void type, and I am passing two arguments of integer type. Now there is a main function. Main function is of integer type, that is it returns the value. Here I have initialized two variables, int x is equal to 5 and int y is equal to 7. And again I am calling the function function and I am passing the value x and y. Now the out printer, and then I am printing the value x and y. Now seeing the function declaration, here I am the function, we am seeing you can see there is integer x and integer y. This and this should be of same type. If this and this doesn't match, there will be an error. So see, void function name is correct. We have passing the two arguments of integer type. We having a two arguments of integer type. Correct, everything is correct. So there will be a no error. Int x, int y. I am passing two variables. Now inside this function, I have the value x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 5. Now printf output in function x and y. So when I call this function from here, when I call this function in function, the memory will be allocated with the function name and x and y will be formed here. The x and y value is 5 and 7. I am passing the value x is equal to 7 and 5 is equal y is equal to 5, and I am printing this value. So after printing this value, I will be getting the value of output will be 5 and 7. When the function 5 and 7 is printed, as I move from here, the end of this function, then when the cursor comes here, automatically this and this scope will be deleted. There will be no scope, no scope for y x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 5. As I move to here in main function, I have seen the value of main function, value of x is 5 and y is 7, and I am printing the value x and y. So value will not be changed. Here the value is x is 7 and here is a value of 5. So using the call by value, our values doesn't changes when we go into the main function. That's the only thing in the definition. Also the value cannot be modified or changed while we are going in the main function. If we want to change the function, if we want to change the value, if we want to print 7 and 5 here in main function, we cannot do with the help of call by value. We have to do this with the call by reference, because here we are transferring the values, we are not transferring the addresses. So this can be achieved by the call by reference. What is call by reference? In call by reference method, the parameter passing, the address of the actual parameter is passed to the function as a parameter. So here when we passing the in call by value, we are passing the value 7 and 5. Here we are passing the addresses of x and y. So when this function is called, x and y, the value is 7 and 5. So let's suppose address is 1000 and address is 1004. So the addresses will be got here. That's why, and you how can we show the addresses? With the help of pointers like this. If we have like this int x, this means a pointer, and pointer always address to the will be addressing to the address of the particular variable. So to reflect the changes, any changes in the main function where we have done in our function, in any function, it can be achieved by using the call by reference, not by call by value. So if we see the differences, call by value, while calling a function, we can pass the values to it, variables value. Whatever the variable have a value, we pass that. Such function is known as call by value. But in call by reference, instead of passing the values, we will pass the address of the variable, where the location, whatever the location of the variable we have declared in the main in the memory, that will be referred. That is known as call by reference. So this is a very important topic in point of view for the exam as well. In any programming language you will read, but it is a C, it is Java, or it is in any XYZ programming language, call by reference and call by values are always be there. There are no changes in the definition. This works in every platform. So it is a very important topic, point of view for the point of view for the exam. That's all for today. Thank you.